I'm Bonita Miller. I am a member of the Board of Advisors for the College of Law. I graduated in 1996, and I'm currently the Executive Director of Powerful Families, Powerful Communities in New Jersey. So my fondest memories of law school, mostly the informal gatherings with friends, being able to talk about the law, being part of the Black Law Students Association, the events that were on campus that brought people to campus to talk about their legal careers and how they use law to improve policy and practices across the country. Professor Bender was that professor who was a person. She showed up very smart, but very personable. She was a mother. I was a mother during law school, so I had that in common with her. So when I worked to create policies around access to education or for women who are incarcerated, for them to regularly see and have relationships with their children, that's meaningful work to me. And that is because of the work that I was able to do during law school and the ideas that I was able to explore as part of the Syracuse law community. So recently I set up a scholarship at Syracuse to help young parents as they navigate their law school studies because of the amount of support I received there and the ability for me to use my degree to help others. I wanted to create more of me. So at some point, hopefully far off into the future, there will be many people who will benefit from the legacy that I was able to create at Syracuse. I am deeply honored. I'm so excited that during this season of my life that I have an opportunity to connect more deeply to an institution that really gave me so much. I think about my own children. I was a single parent in law school, and because of my legal education at Syracuse, I've been able to afford to give them a very good life.
My name's Lisa Peebles, and I'm the Federal Public Defender for the Northern District of New York. I've held this position since 2010, but I've been with the office since 1999 when the office was created. Prior to that, there was no Federal Public Defender's Office in the Northern District of New York. I've been in this position for 23 years now, but I've found my passion, and I look forward to getting up and going to work in the morning. I was reluctant to pick Syracuse because of the weather, but the minute I walked onto the campus, I thought it was beautiful and it was so welcoming. I felt almost immediately like I was at home. And I was interacting with some of the professors at the law school, and they were so personable and welcoming that I thought, I want to be part of this community. Some of the fondest memories I have of law school were simply the relationships that I developed and the people that I met. Those relationships that I was able to develop were so important to me because of the camaraderie and the support. Professor Lewin had a profound impact on my desire to do litigation. He was so passionate, and he was excellent at just teaching us how to get rid of the lawyer speak and talk like a human being when you're going to be speaking to jurors. And that really resonated with me, and I felt like he gave me a foundation and the tools that I needed in order to become a litigator. Also, the opportunity to work at the U.S. Attorney's Office as an extern really was something that I will always cherish because it really exposed me to federal criminal practice. I appreciate the externship program even to this day, which is why I like to have SU law students working with us. I've met some great people, and one of my most dedicated, hardworking assistants was hired right out of law school from Syracuse. He's my chief appellate lawyer, and I just think that the externship program at the College of Law is outstanding. I couldn't be more honored to receive this award. I was blown away when I was informed that I was going to be receiving such a prestigious award and recognition from the law school. I am incredibly grateful for the College of Law because I am who I am today because of the Syracuse College of Law and everything that they provided me throughout my education. And to be recognized alongside of the past and present recipients who have demonstrated such accomplishments in their careers and have given so much to the College of Law, to be named with those folks is just, really very humbling.
I went to law school a long time ago, and it was in the 70s. That environment was rich with changes in the law, especially for women. We were in a civil rights era since I had been early in high school. I was at Syracuse University, and going to law school seemed like such a wonderful endeavor. It was a real stretch for me to even think in those terms. I also knew that a new dean was coming into the Syracuse Law School, and it was a woman, Judith Younger. There may have been 2 women law deans in the whole country at the time, and I was so proud of that fact. So when I was accepted, I couldn't wait to be a part of the new class that was entering in 1974. I think a law degree is an organizing principle in life. It gives you a great insight. My training always provided a wonderful leaping off point. The Socratic method teaches you how to think, ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. Get a full landscape before you make a determination. So as I moved into administration, it became just the foundation of everything I did. I think like a lawyer. I, of course, can apply the law when necessary, but I think it's part of who I am, and I believe that it's added a benefit to everything I've done. Being in the area all of these years, I've had an opportunity to watch the Syracuse Law School take off, to train students in a really different way so that they get out in the field. It's much more than moot court is today. As a matter of fact, I have a grandson who graduated from Syracuse Law School 2 years ago in 2020. And part of his curriculum at Syracuse was to take an internship experience in Washington, D.C. for a full semester. I'm very proud and very humbled and very grateful to receive this award from the Syracuse Law School. It was something, of course, I would never have imagined would take place, but I honor the school so much because I believe it has just a wonderful place in the whole university, and I see the great things it's doing, and I just couldn't feel better about this experience. Thank you very much.
My name is Norm Mordu, born and raised Elmira, New York. Came to Syracuse on a football scholarship. Went into service, got wounded, and came back, went to law school at Syracuse, worked as a prosecutor for 10 years. In my 10th year, I was now eligible to run for judge, and a judgeship opened up in county court, and I ran for it in a contested race and was elected. That was for a 10-year term. 3 years later, I ran in 82, I served 83, 84, and in 85, I got cross-endorsed by all 4 parties for state Supreme Court judge. So I took that job, and I did that for 13 years. And then in 1998, Senator Al D'Amato chose me and recommended me to President Clinton to be appointed. And I was the fastest district judge that ever got through the nomination in the Clinton administration. There is one professor who I just loved to pieces. His name was Travis Lewin, and he taught criminal law, criminal procedure, law, and insanity. I took every course he taught. He would bring actual psychiatrists in, give you a moot problem, and you cross-examine real psychiatrists. I think the main thing I learned was how to allocate your time. They want you to have your platoon to point A by such and such a time to get extracted and then be inserted into a hot landing zone, LZ. How are you going to get up this mountain the quickest way? Because they're coming, say, to pick you up at 1 o'clock. And going into a firefight, you got to make quick decisions. You got to be able to grasp it quick, know what's important, know what's not. Those kind of decisions, it made me mature really quickly. It's an incredible thing to be told your peers, your associates, and the people that have known you over these years have picked you for this award. I had no idea it was coming. I couldn't have known it was coming. But it's a prestigious award. I'm so proud of it. I wish my mom and dad were still here to see this, yeah.
My name is Emil Rossi. I'm an attorney, and I graduated in the class of 1972. I was very close with Professor Travis Lewin. I was interested in criminal law and criminal procedure, and he also got me very, very much involved in working with the trial team. And that became a very big part of my existence as an attorney. I worked with that team for years, and he made all that happen. 1 or 2 years, I think we won nationals, and that was a big thrill. Back when we started, there were like a little litigation area, and there were people that were interested in that and who got interested in the trial teams. Now, everybody who wants to be a lawyer wants to know how to litigate if he or she has to. And so the trial teams have become a very, very big part of the curriculum, and they should be, and they're fun. My first or second year out of law school, I worked down in New York, and there was a brilliant, brilliant lawyer there. And if you had any doubts about it, he would tell you every day that he was a brilliant, brilliant lawyer. He was just that kind of guy. But he used to say, there are two kinds of lawyers in the world, those who can write and those who can't. And I think he was right. And we were rewarded for writing well and reading well while we were at Syracuse. It wasn't so much how much we knew technically about the law, but how well we could express a point of view that related to a set of facts. The award means the world. It means the things that Nancy and I did together to get me into this place, to get me through this place, and then to get me through the practice. Turned out well, and I'm grateful. Well, I'm grateful for the fact that the law school has really been terrific to me. They really have. I met wonderful friends here, both as students and faculty, and those friendships have lasted forever.
Hi, my name is Arlene Cantor. I'm a professor here at Syracuse University College of Law and have been for the past 35 years. I direct and founded our Disability Law and Policy program and lots of other things that have been a wonderful part of my experience here. To me, disability law is not just a field of law. It's my life's work. And through this program, I've been able to teach and excite other students about the field who have gone on now throughout the United States and throughout the world to make a difference in the lives of people with disabilities. I've had the opportunity through my own research to visit students in Kenya, in Argentina, in Palestine, in South Africa, in other countries where they are actually making a difference by writing laws, policies, and bringing cases on behalf of people with disabilities. Our disability law policy program was the first in the country. And since then, there have been law schools that have introduced courses in the field of disability law. That's a huge change in this country. Certainly when I was in law school, there was no such thing as disability law and no courses in the area. So the disability law policy program, to me, I think, has had an influence not only within the university, not only at other law schools, but really throughout the country as we think of disability now as a legal right, not as some charitable issue, but that people with disabilities are entitled to be treated as human beings, and the law is what guarantees that. We opened the doors of Syracuse University College of Law to students with all kinds of abilities. Those doors are closed to students even today, but not here. And we recruit students with disabilities, we value students with disabilities. And if I were to summarize my fondest memories here at Syracuse, it's the time with students. When I had them at my home, when we could take away our roles as professor and students and get to know each other. What I've learned from students most of all, I think, is humility. As law professors, we spend our evenings preparing for class coming up with hypotheticals. And I know the answers to my hypotheticals. But inevitably, whenever I think I've mastered something, I've written a book about it, or articles, or argued a case in court, the students' questions are the ones that always will stump me. This award means more than I can really describe to you right now. For 35 years, I've been here at Syracuse Law School, and I feel that I've given my really heart and soul to my students. And the fact that the alumni, the students of this law school, have decided to recognize me for my service to them and to this institution means more than I can really describe to you today. So I want to say thank you, because it really is truly very meaningful to me, and I will always remember it.